I went upstairs and sat down. That was the first time I saw David and Karin Holder. I could tell right away that my wife was right. The Holders were far more than hunters. They were teachers and people of strong faith. Then it happened. You could call it an impression or perhaps information from God. I wasn't completely sure, but I felt like I heard an inward voice speak to me, and the voice said, "I want you to help the Holders write a book." Shocked, I looked at my wife and told her what had just happened. "What are you going to do?" she asked. I didn't really know, but I decided to check out the Raised Hunting website to see if there was any contact information. Sure enough, there was an email address. I quickly sent an email explaining who I was and asking David and Karin if they had ever thought about writing a book. If so, I would be glad to help. A few days went by, and I honestly thought nothing would come from my request. But you can't imagine how excited I was when Karin emailed me back. She said they had talked about writing a book but didn't know where to start. They'd been praying that God would help them. We arranged for me to come to their home in Iowa to discuss what a hunting book by the Holders might look like. After a long conversation with David and Karin, we decided to team up on the material in this book. This book is more than just a good idea. It's a God idea. My prayer for you is that you will be inspired by the Holder family, as my wife and I have been. David and Karin, and their sons Warren and Easton, truly care about their viewers, and now their listeners. This is the kind of book that invites you to buckle up and hold on. You're embarking on an outdoor adventure that will take you past hunting and into the life God has prepared for you. This is us. If I'm not out bow hunting, I'm preparing to. If I'm not preparing, I'm talking about a bow hunt. And if you happen to catch me during one of those rare instances when I'm not talking at all, you can bet I'm thinking about the animal, the draw, and the moment when it all comes together. As far back as I can remember, all I've ever wanted to do was spend every waking moment in the outdoors. At the age of 16, I discovered a bow and arrow. I became obsessed, not only with the hunt, but also the desire to learn everything possible about my prey. Since then, I've taken more than 200 animals with my bow. Don't get me wrong, I have no problem with guns or any other weapon. I just find the contest between man and animal to be much more personal, from inside 40 yards. My wife Karin and our 2 boys, Warren and Easton, share my passion. When we take family trips, we just happen to take our bows with us. Leisurely walks become scouting trips or searches for shed deer antlers. We do more than eat at our table. We check trail camera pictures, discuss wind direction, and talk about next hunting adventures. The defining part of my life and Karin's and the boys is that we were all raised hunting. I couldn't be happier as a husband, father, Christian, and American.
I'm a proud mother, Christian, and hunter. Like David, I was raised hunting, but because I was a girl, I wasn't expected to be a hunter, especially not a bow hunter. It wasn't until I met David that with his encouragement, I began my hunting career. It's hard to believe that I took my first deer more than 20 years ago. My family is tightly woven into the outdoors. Some of our fondest memories have been created while hunting. David and I feel as though we're closer to our sons because of our outdoor lifestyle. And I have to say, it's very special to see how excited the boys get when Mom bags the big one. I've been bow hunting now for close to 2 decades and have been blessed to take several animals and multiple species with archery gear and a muzzleloader. A lot of men and women have commented to me that they don't expect to see a professional woman, like me, out hunting. I truly hope through this book you will realize what a spectacular impact hunting can have on you and your family. Who knows, maybe someday we'll share a camp. Enjoy the book and make the kids do the field dressing.
Introduction. My outdoor journey probably began a lot like yours. I didn't have hundreds of acres to hunt, or access to the kind of deer you see hanging in a trophy room. In the beginning, I hunted on public land and I knocked on a lot of doors, just to have a place to go. I did everything I could on my own, with a very small budget. Why? Because I loved all things outdoors, and I still do. Through years of hard work, Karin and I now have a piece of ground in Iowa, where, I'm not going to lie, the deer are huge. I'm living the dream, but it didn't come easy. Nothing worth having usually does. My family and I have a television show called Raised Hunting, which allows us to share a passion for the outdoors with others. This book is our journey. I'm inviting you to go behind the scenes and learn what it's like to be a part of the Raised Hunting family. Every bow hunter knows what it means to pull back the bow and reach full draw. You're poised to make the shot. Hit or miss, you've done everything.